My fly dazed, or I'm sorry, SAS offensive BFM brake turns in 3, 2, 1. Oh, you rolled really fast.
I thought you were counting your me to
No,
go.
I'm
not
sorry.
You.
No, that's all right.
It's no problem. I'm at 20% throttle.
No, go ahead and push it back up.
Yep.
I'm at 275. I'll pull the throttle back a little bit. What's your airspeed right now?
260.
All right, I'm gonna
70.
All right, I'm gonna left-hand turn. Just go pure.
Pure.
And then your airspeed will be what it is when you get to me.
At 300, 290.
Right. So you see I'm sitting right on top of your canopy bow or close after?
Yep.
And now you just pull me right.
Got some lead.
Oh, sorry, I was messing with the view. Tighten back down for you. And if you get a shot, just take it. Things to look for in these is where I'm at relative to the horizon.
I just lost her there.
Yeah, I saw that. Where I'm at relative to the horizon, if I'm lower than the horizon, you probably are climbing.
Yep.
If I'm higher than the horizon, you're probably descending, and you can use that as a relative judge of how your airplane's doing if you're looking over your shoulder. All right, let's set this back up again.
Copy.
I'm left to east.
I never fly a 38. This thing's actually pretty hard to fly.
All right, so stall horn means flaps. 38.
Yeah, I was in and out of flaps there.
Yeah, basically, as you turn and you start getting slow, you just start putting them down until you can get them all down. The faster you can get them all down in a 38, if you're committing to a turn, the better off you are.
Copy.
Because the 38 will turn very well slow. Okay, I'm on a right-hand turn now. Clear pure.
Going pure.
Braking. Alright, so what happened there?
I think I waited too long to initiate the turn.
Yeah, it actually looked like you were still pulling when I broke, and you were almost pure versus lagging. And I saw a high line of sight rate going to my 6, so I figured I'd try to overshoot you. Alright, so real quick, academics, I'm whip off here, rolling out to east, or west, sorry. I'm going to go level.
So when you're pure someone, you're actually turning inside them, aren't you?
No. Okay, so we call that pointy BFM, and there's really no reason to be pure on a guy other than to see him.
What I'm saying, if I'm flying with my, you right at my crosshairs and you're turning, I'm actually leading you, running?
No, you're simply pointing at where I currently am, and there will reach a point in space. You actually have closure. There will reach a point in space where you can't pull hard enough to stay with your nose on me if I'm turning.
Yeah, that's what I guess. That's what I meant. When you're in my crosshairs in a turn, I'm already leading you, all right?
No.
If you had traced your flight line, then mine on top in different color, I would be inside your flight, right?
Yes, you would be cutting across that circle. You're essentially misaligning their turn circles when you do that.
Raj.
What you want to do is try to overlay them, because you don't want
Gotcha.
to take the pressure off. What I find in the arenas is the guys will basically do a break, and then when they see you still back there, they reverse. And so you're usually brake and you're in lag about 30 to 40 degrees with no shot.
Then you're back in lead, yeah.
And then you're like, oh, thank you, solved all my problems, and you shoot them. And they just don't know. Or I did my brake and he's still there. No, you did your brake and you got me in lag. Now what? All right, I'm going to right-hand turn again. So what you want to do again, just roll out. That's the easiest thing to do. Go from pure, just roll out. 1 potato, 2 potato, roll and start your brake. Okay, I'm going to right-hand turn, so go pure. Pretty high line of sight, but not enough that I would want to reverse up. It's going to tell me that you're going to get a shot around this right corner right here that I'm going to have to watch. There you go. Nice flow, yo-yo. That was good. Now you're going to accept that.
Yep.
Now see how I'm going low?
Yep.
I'm trying to tighten my turn down. If you keep your lift vector on or below me, you'll take that away. Because all we're doing is changing the plane of the fight. So like right now, you're looking like I got to start getting scared. So right here, I think, oh, this is bad.
Made the canopy and railing any bigger?
I know.
Sitting right behind it, man. There you go. Alright, I was an overshoot here, so I want to put the nose down, try and get back inside.
Yep. And pull under using gravity. So now we're getting close to the floor.
Yep.
So now it's going to be a matter of can you ride the edge of the...
I just dropped the flaps there.
Got the last notch in?
I got one notch.
Oh, get them all in.
And that water's pretty hard.
So now here at the floor, it's a simple matter of who can ride the stall. Is all it is.
Yep.
No more room to maneuver vertically. Now what you can do is ease off, give up some angles, and get... Woo, Mr. Toad. Alright, so great job with the keeping her from spinning out. That's where most people normally have the problem. So what I saw was very small low yo-yos.
Yep.
Which is not a bad thing, but if you're up high, go ahead and be aggressive. Put your nose 10 degrees, 15 degrees nose low, and see what he does. And if he give it to you, then you're going to cut across that corner because you're just making turning room in the vertical, if that makes sense.
Yep. Now I have a question on the other side of the spectrum. So let's say I'm the guy in front.
Yep.
I feel like if I'm at 15K and I get into a fight and it's 1v1, because I am much more effective in multiple con scenarios with multiple friends.
Right.
I mean, 6-on-6, I love it all day. 1-on-1, I hate. I find myself, if I get defensive right out of the merge, then oftentimes I end up in just what I call the death spiral. 15K, 12K, 10K, 8K, 6K, 4K on the deck. Because I feel like the other guys just flying this big elliptical pattern around me. But how do I feel if I reverse out, I'm just going to get crushed? So what's the solution in general for that scenario when you think, well, if I reverse the turn, I know he's going to get a shot.
You got to be ready for that. So, there's cues. Let me keep climbing here.
Yep.
There's cues that you look for when you're defensive. If I got a guy stuck in lag, then I'm going to turn and see what he does. And if I can keep him there by going, 20 degrees nose low and keep turning, and if he's happy to stay back there and just going to ride me around the circle, then at some point I'm going to make a change in the plane of motion of the fight. So take it from 15 degrees nose low to maybe over-rotate, put the lift vector back behind him and rip the nose to try to create a closure and angle problem that he may not be ready to solve. And if he solves it, then it's right back into tightening down, and then it's going to see who can fly the better airplane as we get lower to the ground. And I may do that once or twice during the fight, but I find a lot of times as soon as you give a guy a big face full of airplane, if he doesn't have the gun on, they usually jack their nose up high. It enables you to get out of that situation.
So let's assume I have a 109, I've got a spit behind me. It's what I would call a death spiral for sure, because he's probably going to turn inside you eventually.
Yep.
And when you say a lift vector, you're just saying the direction straight above the aircraft that the lift of the wing is pulling.
Yep, and that's a great question. So that's the technical definition of lift vector. Okay, so
it's like a string on top of the airplane, basically.
Yeah. So if you take a spike and you drive it through the top of your head, right out your ass, through your seat, the top of the spike is your lift vector. Now think of it as a fin that runs from the nose of the airplane, vertically across the top of your head all the way back to the tail. So if I roll and put that fin on anything, even if it's behind me, and I pull, then my nose is going to come to there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So in a sense, right now, I can put my lift vector, even though I'm in front of you, behind you, by doing and pull to your 6 o'clock. So if I roll right here, center you up in my view and pull, I'm going to pull right into you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so when you're in a turn fight, when I start talking lift vector placement, if I put my lift vector behind you right now, it's above, okay, and I'm pulling. And if I want to increase the closure, I'll roll to put it in front of you, and you can see, we get real close real fast. So if you think of it as a fin in that regard, when you start turning and you're looking through the top up view, so any up view, forward up, straight up, or back up, you're going to have your lift vector present. And if you think about where I'm placing it in relationship to the guy that I'm fighting, what am I trying to do with it? Well, I know if I put it in lag, I decrease closure, I decrease aspect, but I build angles.
Right.
But I need to get from in front of him or beside him to a 6, so I'm going to go ahead and go to lag, accept the angles, and then come back in to try to solve the angles again by putting the lift vector in lead and pulling underneath and trying to line the fuselages. All right, so we'll do another right-hand turn. I'm at 277.